Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Ballast Amphion GMT BL3149. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this mysterious coat Engineer, and Greg was wearing my Cadison 8232. Grego said he saw a movie about Governor Tarkin when he was a lonely teenager who became friends with the womp rats who lived in his basement. It's called Willi. Alright, let's get to look at this watch. Sorry about that Grogu joke. It's only funny if you know that Governor Tarkin's name is Willi. And I don't know how you would know that. The only reason I know that is because I saw it on Wikipedia. I've never actually heard him called Willi anywhere. But anyway, here's the watch. It's a really big watch. But it is a nice looking watch. But it is huge. This is the first Ballast on my channel. This is my third Watch Gang random selection, and I've never heard of this brand before. Ballast is quite obviously a submarine-themed brand, and this particular model is part of their Amphion lineup, which is based off the Amphion-class submarine, which served the Royal Navy from the end of the war until the 1970s. I don't think you would want to wear this watch if you were actually on a submarine, because if you accidentally dropped it, some sharp-eared sonar operator could probably hear it on the other side of the Atlantic. This watch has an MSRP of $420, and if you want to buy it directly from Watch Gang and not wanting to come as a subscription randomly, they sell it for $340. No doubt it would be even cheaper at Jump Shop or Ashford, who have a selection of Ballast watches, but not this particular model. This watch comes in 5 different colorways. If you don't like the green on a leather strap, there's also black or blue on an H-link bracelet. If you don't want a bracelet, there's also black on a strap, but this one has a black bezel. There's also a PVD coated gray version, which has a gray bezel, and I'm sure it is supposed to look more like the hull of a submarine. The watch is 47.6 millimeters wide at the bezel, so yes, this is a huge watch. It's 58.4 millimeters lug to lug. It's 16.8 millimeters thick, including this dome box crystal. And I don't normally measure the crown, but the crown is 10 millimeters, so the crown is also huge also. Has a 24 millimeter lug width, which tapers down to 20 at the buckle. It weighs 151 grams on the supplied leather strap. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional. This is a GMT watch, so it should be a 48 click bidirectional, but it's not. But the action's really good, and there's no back play. The clicks are solid. And there's not too much resistance, but not too little either. But unfortunately, there's no home Lume pip or anything like that. So it's kind of hard to see where the home position is. But anyway, here it is. So it would have been nice if they would have had some kind of home triangle or a actual Lume pip, but they don't. And then we have the dial. We have a green dial and no sunburst effect. And then we have the indices and the chapter ring painted on. They're not applied. And then it says Ballast up top. And then also we have the 24-hour markings on the inside of the indices. Then on the bottom it says GMT 660 feet, 200 meters. And then we have the hands. We have fence post, minute, and hour hand. And then we have a thin loomed second hand. And then we have the GMT hand. And let me get this out of the way. It always works this way. Then we have the date at the 3. And we have a border on the date. Then we have a signed screw down crown, and once again this crown is a whopping 10 millimeters, so it's huge. The thread action is great, no resistance at all when you unthread it, and it pops nicely. Then when you go to thread it back in, it catches right away, and once again you don't feel a lot of resistance screwing it in either. You never feel like you're going to strip it, so a really good crown. Then we have the crystal. It's a dome box crystal, but it's glass. It is not sapphire. I tested it. They don't claim sapphire, so it's not like they're lying. It's glass. The trouble is, though, since it's a box crystal and sticks up, you might And a big watch like this, you might bang it against some stuff and scratch it. So it would have been nice for sapphire just because of how big this watch is. And then we have the case. The case is brushed, but it has a polished chamfered edge. It's got some pretty good brushwork. I like the looks of the case. Even though this is a huge case, I think they did a good job shaping it. As you can see, the lugs slope down, and so it will wear flat on your wrist. Then we have the case back. We have a screw down case back because you get 200 meters of water resistance. Then it says Quartz movement right there. Then gives the model number BL3149. Then it says all stainless steel and water resistant 200 meters. Then we have the Ballast logo right there in the middle. But this is a screw down case back, and it has notches for a wrench and not a coin edge. So that's always nice. It's nice to be able to take off the case back without having a special tool. Underneath the case back is the Ronda 515-24H. This Ronda makes 3 levels of movements. They make Swiss made, then they make Swiss parts, and then they make completely made in Thailand. This is a Swiss parts movement. So it has Swiss parts, but they were assembled in Thailand. So they can't use the word Swiss made. But since this isn't a Swiss made watch, why would they spend the extra money on the Swiss made movement? And I don't know if the people in Switzerland can put together the same exact parts any better than the people of Thailand. So I don't know. But I've had a lot of watches with this movement, and I've never had any problems with it. One thing about this movement, though, it's a GMT movement, but when you go to set the GMT hand, it's a smooth sweep. It doesn't jump on the hour. So setting the hand can be kind of difficult because if you go too far, well, you got to go all the way around again. But they seem to be very accurate. Usually when I go to change my watches because of daylight savings or the month or whatever, they're usually spot on. So I've been always very happy with a 515-24H. And then we have the strap. The strap is genuine leather, and it's nice and thick and sturdy. You can tell it's a good quality leather. And it's got really good stitching. Then also it has nice notches, and they're actually rectangular, not round, so the prong doesn't fray them. We don't have quick release though, so it would be nice to have some quick release. But then again, this is a 24mm watch, so how many 24mm straps you have to change? And then we have 2 keepers, one fixed, one floating. And what I say is the fixed keeper is pretty far from the buckle. So when you go to put the strap in, you don't have to bend it as much as you would on some watches. So I always recommend a deployant clasp on a leather strap because it'll save it. But on this one, I don't think it's going to be quite as bad just because the strap is so sturdy and you don't have to bend it as much. Then when you look at the buckle, we have a little submarine there. So if you do put it on a deployant clasp, you're going to lose your submarine buckle. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. It looks nice, but it's a big sucker. Look how big that is. It's huge, but it is a nice looking watch. And I have 5 notches going out, so you'll be able to wear this if you have a huge wrist. And I have 3 notches going in. And in all honesty, if that's not enough notches for you going in, then you probably shouldn't be wearing this watch because it's going to be way too big for you. But I do like the looks of this. And as you can see, there's kind of a blue tint, so this might have AR coating. even though it's glass and really doesn't need AR coating. So, but you can see through the crystal just great. But it is a single dome. That's why you see some distortion at the edges. Here we are in the Lume room. This is my first ballast, so I wasn't sure what to expect, but just wearing the watch for review purposes, it seemed decent enough. As we speed up the time, we see the green glow is C3 and everything is looking very good. Unfortunately, there is no lume pip. The second hand is super thin and doesn't have much lume and is the first to go. The indices are much weaker than the hands, but have some legs to it and are lasting a lot longer than what one would think. But look at those hands. They still have a nice flow to them, so this lume is very good, if not exactly excellent. What do I like about this watch? Well, I like the looks of it. It fits the theme. It looks like a big submarine watch. Excellent bezel action with no back play. Nice leather strap with a keeper far enough away from the buckle so you don't have to bend it so much to get it on. Big crown is very easy to operate, and it has very good hand loom. What are my gripes and groans? The watch is very top heavy on the strap. The bezel is 120 click unidirectional instead of a 48 click bidirectional. And there's no quick release on the strap. Do I recommend this watch? Provided your wrist is bigger than 7 inches, this is indeed a well-made watch and is a lot of fun to wear. But if your wrist is any smaller than 7, I just can't recommend it because it's just so big. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Ballast Amphion GMT BL3149, and I will be back with an unboxing. I got some stuff from AliExpress. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel, and if you like this watch, I will leave a link, but I will not leave an affiliate link because I don't have an affiliate for this particular brand, but I will leave a link for convenience. Bye.